Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. Just finished watching the Louisville 2023 spring game. First chance the public eye gets to see what this Jeff Brohm team looks like. And I think a lot of the Louisville fans have a lot to be excited for, not only for year one under Jeff Brohm, but where this program can go. You saw a lot of different things on the offensive side of the ball that really does excite you. Now, before we get into it again, I just always want to say thank you to you guys. The support you guys have shown truly does mean a lot. So if you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. More importantly, Louisville fans, let me know in the comment section players that I got the notebook coming for Louisville. Let me know some players to add, breakout performers. That's what the spring game is really about. And again, can't thank you guys for all the support you guys have shown. Now, I want to start on the offensive side of the ball for this Louisville team because that's why you bring Jeff Brohm in. Not only is he's like the chosen son of Louisville and you love the fit there, but he is an offensive mastermind. You go look at what he did with Purdue, specifically a quarterback like Aiden O'Connell, who started his career at Purdue, a seventh-string walk-on. Not much talent to him. Damn good quarterback, but not much talent. And what does he do? I mean, he's an all-Big Ten quarterback under Jeff Brohm. Jeff Brohm takes a transfer from Iowa who didn't start at wide receiver for Iowa, and Charlie Jones makes him an all-Big Ten wide receiver, a guy who catches for over 1,200 yards at Purdue. Jeff Brohm's a master at designing offense, and I think he's going to be able to acquire a little bit more talent at Louisville, and it's going to be really fun to see what this offense can do under Jeff Brohm and the play calling and offensive design Jeff Brohm brings to the table. Now, so let's talk about the quarterback position, the quarterback battle, if you will. I do think it's Jack Plummer's job. I mean, Jack Plummer and Coach Brohm have worked together at Purdue. Jack Plummer knows the system coming in from California, and he also looked like the guy that I thought was most comfortable. He can make all the throws. He's not maybe the athlete that some of the other Louisville quarterbacks are, like Brock Doman, but I do think he's in most command of the offense, especially when it has to do getting the ball out quick, on time, and accurate to these playmaking wide receivers. That was kind of my takeaways. He looked like quarterback one rolling in. You're excited about some of the younger quarterbacks, a guy like Pierce Clarkson coming over from St. John Bosco as an early enrollee, but for right now, I think Jack Plummer's quarterback one heading into 2023. What I really added to my note sheet here, though, was the wide receiver play. I thought last year you go and look at Louisville's Tyler Hudson was pretty good. After that, maybe not so exciting. Marshawn Ford, I would love to see a guy like Marshawn Ford be in this offense. That being said, he's not here anymore. I think he'd be a perfect fit. You go and hammer the transfer portal with some guys who you're really, really excited about. Just to kind of name some names that I saw kind of popping, Jamar Thrash, the transfer from Georgia State, is a dude that electric. I mean, averaged over 18 yards per catch at Georgia State. If you want a guy that stretches the field vertically, Jamari Thrash is going to be a guy who does that. Jimmy Callaway, the transfer from Tennessee, you see him dripping with movement skills, right? When he gets the ball, he's making the first three guys miss. From the spring game, you got to get going north and south a little bit. He did a lot of running east and west, and no doubt that'll be kind of a coaching point for Jeff Brohm and those coaches today. Hey, we got to get going upfield. Guy like Kevin Coleman has all the tools in the tool. I mean, a former top 50 dude nationally, according to 24/7 Sports, coming over from Jackson State once Coach Prime left. And then you have the returner in Huggins Bruce. Like, this wide receiving group, I think, is dramatically more talented than what Jeff Brohm's ever worked with at Purdue. And he was able to take Purdue's wide receivers and make them guys who are going to go on and play in the NFL draft. You're really excited about what these wide receivers and this offense can do, especially with the amount of guys they added through the transfer portal. You're feeling pretty good about how explosive this offense can be with the wide receivers. And looking at the running backs, like you got guys, you go get Isaac Guerendo from Wisconsin. You kind of have, in my mind, a three-headed monster. Jawar Jordan, Maurice Turner. Maurice Turner looks awesome. I think Maurice Turner is going to be really good. And you all have all these running backs kind of do a little bit of a different thing. What I want to focus on more, though, is what this offense looked like in terms of the schematics of it. What you see is a lot of space. Like, you're going to, the Jeff Brohm offense, we're going to spread you out. We're going to get the ball out on time from our quarterback, and it's going to be in our playmakers' hands and let them go make the plays. You saw jet sweeps, speed options, misdirects. You saw a flea flicker in a spring game. I mean, that's just what Jeff Brohm is going to – he's going to throw the kitchen sink at every single defense, and he's going to make guys tackle in space and play their assignment. And that, at the college football level, is a lot easier said than done, and you saw it at Purdue. Like, there's just so much space in this. I mean, obviously, as a Big Ten guy, I've watched a lot of Purdue football, and that offense, kind of like Josh Heupel's at Tennessee, they get their guys in space in spots where they can be successful. With more talent at Louisville, and again, I'm really encouraged on how they've been recruiting too. You take a look at the 2024 class, like they're going to get talent in this program. If you're a wide receiver coming out of high school, I don't know why you don't want to play for a guy like Jeff Brohm, because you are going to be put in spots where you can be a playmaker and you can go impact the game. It's very exciting to see what this offense is going to look like, and I'm kind of intrigued to see who emerges as like the go-to wide receivers, because quite frankly, you got a lot of wide receivers in this room that can do a lot of different things and a lot of good things. Also at the running back spot, the offensive line, I thought looked solid. I think that I need to add a little bit of depth. Like the guys who are going to start are good. I think you need a little bit more bodies, and I wouldn't be surprised if they go get another guy or two to in the transfer portal in this window to just add to some of the guys that you have in. Now, a lot of talk on the offensive side of the ball. Nobody really talks about how good this Louisville defense was last year. And this was a team last year that I couldn't really figure out in the sense that they have a ton of talent that I love. And guys I've scouted for the 2023 NFL draft, Yaya Diaby, Yasser Abdullah, Momo Sinago. They had a transfer to Ole Miss. Now I'm blanking on his name. He was also very, very good. Keitrell Clark is a guy that's probably going to go in day 2. They lost a lot of talent on this defensive side of the ball. I couldn't believe how much speed they have on defense, right? Jeff Brohm in that offense is going to spread you out and make you tackle in space. Louisville's defense, and they were tackling. They were tackling extremely well. And you go back and look at why Louisville had so much success on the defensive side of the ball. Negative plays and turnovers. 2.3 turnovers per game, are one of the highest scoring defenses in the whole entire country. That seems like it's going to continue under Jeff Brohm and this coaching staff, because you have guys who are flying around the football field and making plays. I think the defensive line is solid, but what I was really impressed with was these linebackers. TJ Quinn looks awesome. Stanquan Clark, true freshman early enrollee from Miami, Florida. He's going to play a lot of football for Louisville in 2023. I could not believe how physically developed he looked and how good of an understanding he had of the game, which is rare because you see some guys who coming out of high school, they're used to being the best athletes on the field, and the athleticism isn't the problem. It's when I get to that FBS, Power 5, ACC football level, can I recognize the game? Can I trust my instincts? Do I have those instincts developed to go and be a linebacker that's going to trigger, make tackles in open space, and do my assignments? Stanquan Clark was absolutely all over the field. He's a guy that I immediately added to the notepad as like a true freshman All-American type guy, a guy that we'll be talking about in the NFL draft 3 to 4 years down the road, because he was extremely, very, very exciting. TJ Quinn was exciting. And another thing I want to talk about that I'm excited for, Benjamin Perry. I think these defenses, the star position, that nickel position, the hybrid cornerback linebacker role is getting so important at the college football level, in the sense that you want to have speed and coverage ability on the field, but that guy, you're taking a linebacker off the field, you need to have that guy be able to play in the box and tackle. Benjamin Perry is, I think, a perfect fit for that role, and he's another guy that I added to my notepad in the sense that you're looking for dudes that are going to be able to stop the run, but give you a little bit more of ability to play in space and cover guys in the middle of the field. I like Benjamin Perry, I thought was very, very exciting. Now, kind of projecting this to 2023 and how Jeff Brohm's going to open the season, the ACC is outside of Clemson, Florida State. Like, there's a lot of question marks in the ACC, right? Wake Forest loses Sam Hartman. You don't really know what's going on in Miami. UNC can't play defense. Outside of Clemson, I don't think a lot of Louisville fans would argue that you're on the Clemson, Florida State pedestal yet. But in the future, like, this conference looks like it's for the taking. And Louisville is a team that you have to be confident in is trending in the right direction. So I'm excited to see how this Louisville team looks in 2023. But I'm even more intrigued to see what Jeff Brohm can do as he gets more of his guys into this program. Because, again, in my mind, having an offensive wizard at your head coach is the best thing a program can do, in the sense that you're going to be able to bring in quarterbacks, you're going to be able to bring in wide receivers, and you're going to be able to put points on the board. This defense has a lot of speed. So again, that defense nobody talks about as being one of the better defenses in the country last year. Everyone wanted to talk about Malik Cunningham in good right. I mean, he was one of the more exciting players in football. that Louisville defense last year was good. It looks like it's going to be good again. And you look at the ACC like hierarchy, I guess you'd say, you're feeling pretty good about Louisville being in that top half, and you really feel good about where they're going in the future as they bring in some more recruiting classes. Like Louisville, in terms of NIL and recruiting in the modern day, like you feel pretty darn good that they're going to be able to get it done. So I'm very excited to watch this team, not only in 2023, but how they develop in the next couple of years. We'll be back summer scouting them too, kind of digging into more of the depth chart, certain players we want to watch. And obviously, I think recruiting is going to be picking up too. We talk a lot of recruiting. So if you do enjoy that too, lock in, subscribe to the channel. Again, can't thank you guys enough. You guys have been awesome. And we'll talk to y'all later. Peace.